This video is presented for historical and educational purposes only. World Documentary Archives strongly condemns hate speech, violence, and all forms of extremism.
It was slow going, and we were fighting for ground that could be measured in half acres, sometimes no bigger than a truck farm or a garden plot. When it was over, you'd flop right down where you'd been scrapping for a few minutes breather. Then go on to clear another patch or push the Nazi down another hill. You could go out and fight an enemy who had a gun if you had a gun, but fighting winter was tough. There was cold that froze a man who stayed put too long. Wet that rotted clothes and equipment, and snow that dragged you down. We fought on against the Nazis and held on against the winter. The battle for half acres was winning back towns. And so we kept on, marching, of course. A full-scale offensive was growing out of the counterattack. The bulge was shrinking. We were going forward again, and that helped ease the ache of dog-tired feet, legs, and bodies. Everyone felt better about the way things were shaping up. Another thing made us feel better was the break in the weather. The snows were easing off, and the sun had found us again. That weather was just what the doctor ordered. Yeah, good old Doc Goebbels. We were still on the march, but the going had become a crawl. Some places we bogged down and stalled. Sure, the bulge was growing smaller and we were getting a good bag every day. But our own hitting power was shrinking too. The weather that Doc Goebbels had ordered was stopping us. The wheels that had to bring us equipment, ammo, medical supplies were stuck fast in mud. But von Rundstedt wasn't the only one who could pull tricks out of the hat. There wasn't mud up there, so the things we needed started to roll in by air transport. We licked the weather the doc had ordered. And went on licking the crops. It must have been a pretty good job, too, because pretty soon there was no more bulge. And the only heinies left were real well-behaved and didn't give us any trouble at all. There was a breather now while plans were made for the next move. We were going to cross a river that stood between us and, well, other rivers. Jerry on the other side was being softened up. what was left of the Luftwaffe was to be chalked off too. We liked that. It would make things easier for us, and even a lot easier wouldn't be easy enough. Something of those D-Day hours came back. We were all in it together. Sad sacks from the repo depots and old vets right out of Malden. Then we hurried up and waited. If you were smart, you caught up on a bit of shut-eye because there wouldn't be much sleep all that night. The artillery would see to that. Somebody started smoking French tobacco. And was doing a good job of it, too. Under that chemical blanket, the tubs could be hauled down to the river. The Roar didn't look like much of a river as rivers go, but it had been equipped with some pretty fancy cross currents and moved faster than a 48-hour pass. Folks on the other side weren't very friendly. They threw things at us and tried to keep us from landing, but we wanted to. And that's what we did.